Hey guys, I am back and I've got a super exciting one for you today. For me anyway, and I hope for some of you guys too. We've seen off-grid knives a lot on this channel. We've even seen some first looks like anywhere here on the channel because I've worked with Kerry, the owner, operator, designer at Off-Grid. Great guy, great mind for knives, really great businessman too. Lots of cool stuff to say about him. But just like we looked at the Black Mamba, if you guys remember, and the Black Mamba was and it's still a favorite of the Off-Grid stock. I love this knife. I've carried this knife. I've used this knife. I babied this knife too, unfortunately, just because I love it so much. This was the first of the Off-Grid Elite series. High-end knives from a good company, right? So what we're going to look at now is the next Off-Grid Elite. We're looking at the Scorpion. And I have to tell you, everything I loved about the Black Mamba is back, but more. Because the Scorpion is the bigger, better, faster for Off-Grid. So I've got two samples to look at. I left one that's packed up still. Haven't even opened this box. I've got one that I've been carrying around so that I could get a sense of it. It's been about a week or so. This is an awesome knife. It's going to have a bit of a price tag attached to it because, well, you do have premium materials involved. You do have some finer engineering than some of the other off-grids. But as we get through this, I think you'll see that it is absolutely worth it. Just like the Black Mamba. Little expensive as off-grids go, but totally worth it. And this one, I think you're going to see, is another home run from Off-Grid knives. So let's talk about what makes the Elite series a little bit different. So Off-Grid has a wide range of knives, but they use some affordable materials. A lot of very well heat treated, I'll say. OS8 steel in the blades. A lot of G10 for scales and such. A lot of Tato walking around in the background. What we've got with the Elite series is, finer tolerances, actually some slicker action, and in my opinion anyway, oh look, I got a little scuff right there unfortunately, but that's the life of carrying a knife. But what you have is an upgrade to the usual materials you see in Off-Grid, and I mean all Off-Grids are built solid, but this is, I've loved this since I put it in my pocket. I haven't had a lot of chance to use it. Obviously I haven't gotten any hard use on it. I mean it's been busy. The busiest thing I've done since I got it was I do a little job for the County Board of Elections, and we just had an election, and I'm the judge of elections, which means I deal with people whining about how unfair the election is. Like that guy was wearing a Trump hat when he came to vote, and that makes it unfair. Or that guy told me too much about Democrats outside, and that screwed up my voting experience. But no, we also, I put out fires in the polling precinct all day is what I do. Okay, but so anyway, so I haven't been outdoors. The weather, this is a knife that deserves, if any knife recently deserves a good outdoor video, this one does. The weather's been terrible again. So, I want to capture it in the best light. So anyhow, let's talk about this knife itself. So steel, S35 VN blade, handle, frame, everything, back spacer, clip, basically everything except the screws and the blade here. 6AL4V titanium, and it doesn't have a big weight to it. Now this one is like a gunmetal-ish look. It's got a bit of a stone, really great stone wash, and then carbon fiber inlays into the titanium, and I love this. It's got that kind of almost holographic look to it. Very, very nicely polished. So you got 4 inlays actually. Deep carry clip, right? Positionable left or right, tip up carry. You got beautifully smooth bearings in there. Awesome. So light switch, and I didn't even give that much force. I just enough to break detent, and it opens. Push button, beautiful. So whatever your opening style is, you've got some nice designing on the pivot, both sides. Again, darkened stonewash on all the steel hardware. I love the blade. It's a very, very aerodynamic looking reverse tanto kind of shape, which I've told Carrie several times, that is my absolute favorite blade shape. So I'm going to believe, because my ego needs it, that he did this for me. But great blade for all sorts of tasks. It includes a lot of the structural tip strength for penetration that a tanto has, along with great slicing capability. Flat saber grind on the blade with a nice swedge on top. I'm sorry the camera is doing its thing where it doesn't like to focus in certain light because it's a jerk. This is a two-tone satin and stonewash finish. You're not bogged down with all sorts of billboarding, just your off-grid logo, which I still say looks a lot like a TARDIS. Yeah. You have one small, just to show you, S35VN marking there. Then very subdued steel insert for the lock, but if you take a look, it doubles, because if you can see in there, I don't know if you can see with this light, there's a step up on the insert, so it also is a lock stop right in there. Now I'm trying really hard to get it to show in this light here, and I don't know if it is. Little steel bar that comes up inside the frame lock. Everything's very nicely finished off. Great corners, so you don't have any 90-degree angles to cause hot spots. Very comfortable. No problem getting your thumb in there. You could just sit around and flip this one all day if you wanted to. And I had to stop myself from doing it during the election because that would look a little weird, right? You've got nice jimping put into the thumb ramp there. You get a really good hold on that. You've also got some really cool jimping put in on either side of the back spacer. So, you know, you can get a great hold on this multiple different ways. It's pretty comfortable. And the thing is, too, there's just, it's interesting because if you look at it like outright, it doesn't look like it has a lot of shaping on the handle. But if you take a look like really carefully, it's got some gentle curves going on. It does have, you have to look and really see it. It's got contouring. It's not really pronounced. It's not on your face. It is pretty comfortable. Now, some people, I feel the clip a little bit, not too much that it would bother me, but I do feel it. That bothers some people. It's there. But overall, you can see lots of real estate on the handle for holding on to. It's very, very comfortable. It is slick though, okay? So you've got the jimping to hold you there. A little bit of jimping on the flipper, which can grab onto your finger. I still think that for a great EDC knife, it's going to be good to go. I think you could even use this. I don't want to categorically say you can't use it as a hard use knife, right? But as like a rough knife, a rough use. And I don't know if that's a thing or if I invented a category, but EDC, rough use, and hard use. Field use, you know, we'll say. So I think you could very easily carry this one camping or anything else. It has a real nice natural feel to it. I've messed with it a lot. Bearings, by the way, if I haven't mentioned that. Great deployment, great sound. Lockup on this is pretty early. Now, let's take a look at what you would get if you open the box. This one there's two different looks, right? So this one is the other look. So you get the Elite Series box. There we go. So it's designed by Carried Off Grids, but all production is done by we. So you cannot, there's no way to say that this doesn't have the finest, I don't know, breeding, but. So you want to talk about like the quality if you have any questions, okay? It's designed by Carry in California. It's all production is done by We Knives. So you're getting the finest, some of the finest, highest quality production values there. Inside the box, nice and ooh, look at that black. Oh, I like it. I haven't even seen this one yet. Like I said, I didn't even open it yet. For you collectors out there, all right, because this is for the initial release anyway, they're coming with a limited edition 2020 collector's coin. Now let's take a look. This is a great finish. I love this. Can you see like the blackened stonewash on that? That's awesome. I have a feeling this is going to be a big seller. I mean, the gunmetal gray is nice. I have not seen the black one yet. I just haven't even looked at it yet. That is going to be popular. It's going to be a popular look. And then you've got the full satin look on the blade, which is gorgeous. Take a look at that. Hey, Aiden, can I borrow you for a second?
Yeah.
I just want your opinion. Which one of these do you like better?
The black one.
The black one, right? I was just saying, man, the black ones are going to sell fast. This has a great look. It just, wow. I kind of wish I had been carrying the black one around all week. Great, just great look. Love it. I mean, and the smoothness, the action on both are phenomenal. I love them. So, the Black Mamba comes with the limited edition coin too, apparently now. Because, you know, when I got mine, it was like a pre-production sample, so I don't know exactly what it looks like coming out of the actual box. God, I love that black finish. Man, that's awesome. So there is again, the two-tone stonewash satin with the gunmetal gray. And there is the full satin, which is just beautiful looking, and the black. And now I know Carrie's going to watch this video, and I know this question's going to come up, so I'm going to ask it now. Carrie, are you ever going to offer like the reverse blade option, like a gunmetal with a satin or the black with the two-tone blade? Because I know that question is going to come up, so you might as well start thinking about it now. But this, I think, with the carbon fiber accents in there, that black stonewash and that beautiful satin finish blade, this is a really classy looking like this is something. Wow, the action on this one is actually even better. It's just so I mean, they're both really smooth, but I maybe because I might be imagining that just because I really like the way this one looks so much. It's beautiful. Let's take a look at blades. Did you see that little tiny cut it made? Just drop through the paper. Okay. And this one. Wow. Oh, I dropped the paper. Sorry. Gorgeous. I decided to spice up the video with some hot glow-in-the-dark action on the 550 cord. So let's, why not, right? Let's do that. Why am I doing this? Showmanship. I guess that's why. But knife. This is the gunmetal. Glow-in-the-dark. And pull through. Like absolutely nothing is there. And, well, now you can't even really see the ends. This 550 cord does not maintain its glow very long. Sorry. I just thought it'd be cool to try. Let's do a slice, which I'm sure is going to be like absolutely nothing at all. Now maybe we'll turn on the lights, do one you can see. Pull through. Nothing at all. Let's do a slice. Nothing at all. And, you know, this is actually a chair I'm on right now. So I want to do the lock test. I really do. Hold on, I'll get something to do the lock test. Just use a little a whetstone bracket. Okay. So once again, you can see I'm actually hitting the thing there. Poor whetstone bracket. Don't really see much travel there at all, in fact. No stick. Still perfectly centered. Action is still great. No blade play at all. We'll do the other one too, just to be, you know, fair since we have two. I love that satin finish on there. So, there we go. no travel whatsoever. No stick. Centering's fine. Action is fine. I don't want to put fingerprints on this one. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Off-grids do, just FYI, tend to come with some Loctite in the pivots if you're interested in working on them at all or anything. And so, I think this is cool to say, and if not, Carrie will get mad at me. But we at Patriot Armory and Coatings have been working with Off-Grid to do some special edition, handle colors and stuff for them for some of the other models. So you're going to see some really awesome stuff coming out of Off-Grid. But I can tell you for a fact that in addition to them being built really tough, they're really easy. Besides, a little bit of Loctite on some screws, which is easy to deal with. Disassembly, reassembly, even the spring assist ones, putting them back together, piece of cake. But so, some notes about the Scorpion. So these things are probably going to retail around $197. I know some people are going to be like, oh my God, that's so expensive. But I want you to think, just seriously, think if this had the name ZT or Benchmade or Spyderco with these materials and everything, would you bat your eye at that price for that? Or, it would probably be more. I think that if this was a ZT knife with these materials and everything, you'd be looking at something like $250, $229 to $250. Benchmade, well, let's face it. You know why I haven't tested a new Benchmade knife lately, even though I want to? It's because their overcharging has gone so ridiculous on the new stuff. And I can't afford it. I would love to be able to. There's 3 new Benchmade models I really want to test, and even with my discount I get from them, it's like I can't justify. It's like so ridiculous. But Benchmade would sell these for $300 or $400 a pop. Look at what they charge for the Anthem. Now yes, made in the USA may add something to the price, but who's gonna say anything about how the quality of a Wii knife doesn't match anything coming out of anywhere else in the world today? So the price actually is, I think, right on par with what any other company would charge for something like this. However, there's $10 off for the release on off-grid shipping with off-grid knives with free 2-day shipping. There's a coupon code on Amazon that you can get for $10 off for the with the new release also. So you're looking at $187 for like the release price. But in any case, I still think Off-Grid is a brand that I love working with, and because the owner takes customer satisfaction seriously. And I don't know how many times I've said on the channel that to me, customer service is as important as the product that the company's putting out. And Off-Grid really, not Off-Grid, Carrie, he cares about his customers, and he cares about his products, and he cares about making his stuff better. And he is always so open to input, and he is always looking for a better thing. And what a lot of people have said with the Black Mamba when it came out, let me get it again, is we love this knife. It's a great knife. It feels great, but it's a little bit small. Can we get something a little bit bigger? And, here it is, delivered. The next Elite Series is a 4-inch blade and one hell of a good handle and everything. That he did exactly what people asked for. I'm sure it's not a cheap production process either to go through all the CAD work and all that. And then, I don't know what Wii charges to make the knife, but we know what Wii knives cost, the good ones. So I think this is great. I was so excited when he told me these are on the way. And honestly, this has been in my pocket, period, since I opened the box. I love it to death. I would willingly, like in any kind of competition for whatever, EDC, kind of rough and tumble carry, whatever, I would put this up against the best that ZT, Wii, Spyderco, Benchmade, Reich, any of those companies have coming out these days. Seriously. Ratings. Brand new knife coming out. Let's give it some ratings. So for originality and departure from previous designs, which is where we always start, remember it's a 1 to 5 scale. Okay, I'm giving this a 4.5 because you can see some elements of other off grids. You can see a little bit of people have told me this, and I guess it's true. There's only so many knife designs in the world possible, but it is for off-grid. It's a really fresh design. It's got some unique elements too there, but you can still see some family lines in it, which I like. But yeah, it's very different for what off-grid has to offer so far. So I'm going to give it a 4.5. Fit and finish gets a 5, flat out. There is not a thing out of place on either of these knives. Everything, screws, pivots, the inlays perfectly aligned and leveled. Backspacer perfectly lined. I mean, no gaps, nothing. Everything on this is perfect. Out of the box, ready to go. No adjustments. I mean, looks good, show it off. Awesome. Function and mechanics also gets a 5. There's no need to tune your knife or anything like that. It is good to go. You've seen the action on these things. Love it. So practicality and utility, this is we're gonna have to take a little step down. We're gonna give it a 4, and here's why. I know that some of you out there like tip down carry. I don't know who you are or why, but I know you're out there. In turn, for me, plenty of soup going on right here. Tip up is the way to go. Beautiful. I mean, look, that deep carry clip puts the whole knife in your pocket. And lefties and righties, awesome. But it does lack the four-way versatility that some people look for. And the blade, while I love the length of the blade at 4 inches, some people that want to follow some local knife laws might have some issues with this blade in the localities where it tops off at 3.5 inches. But besides those 2 issues, I mean, it's great. Slim, for a knife this size, nice weight. I mean, great weight. Doesn't feel heavy at all. Not bulky. Great action. I mean, I think it'll work for just about whatever you want it to. Production and out-of-the-box standards, obviously we got to give this a 5 as well. Blade is razor sharp. Everything works beautifully. I mean, there's no need to do any adjusting. If you wanted to, I suppose you could give it a strop. You don't need to. I mean, there are some people that really want that perfect mirror finish edge. And if you want to do that, great. Not necessary. But everything out of the box is awesome. Comfort and feel, we're going to go, again, 4.5, only because I know that clip might bother some people. I'm okay with it. Feel it just a little tiny bit. And there are going to be some people who want more of a choil kind of feel in there. But overall, like I said, plenty of real estate, great jimping, should do fine for the vast majority of people. Cool factor, I'm going to give it a 4. One of the things I do like about it is that it's simple and kind of elegantish, I know that some people want their knife to really stand out, though, and kind of be a statement. When we talk about cool factor, I think the blade, I love the blade design. I love that reverse tanto. It's awesome. I think that it looks cool, but it's not in your face, which is a good thing. But it does, there are those knives that just, you take it out and they scream, look at me, look at me. This is a glance over here, then do a double take and see what I've got in my pocket, if that makes sense. My analogies all often don't. Quality of materials, okay, I'm giving this a really weird rating. I'm giving it a 4.8 because the only thing that I would even think of if he were to take any step up would be a slightly, even though S35VN is a premium steel, maybe like one day a special edition in, I don't know, some other steel. I don't know. Maybe he, I can't even think of like what he might do. But S35VN is kind of like the new gold standard in high quality knives. It's like the thing. Just for the sake of being fair, honest, and giving, not letting my love for the knife or this company interfere. Not going to go with a 5 because there is a small step up to go. For collectability value, okay, so I had to give it a 3, which is average, but only because this is going to be a full production knife. Now, again, if he starts making some special edition ones, I know this is the Elite series, but maybe doing some cool, just throwing this out there, Cerakoted handles, distressed battlefield pickup looking ones, or something like that, or even just that, like we talked about, slight upgrade to blades, whatever. Collectability will go up. Some limited edition ones. It is expensive, so I know not everybody's going to be able to get their hands on it, but I don't know if these will increase in value, over the years. I know that when we get to the next one, value of ownership, I gave it a 5. I think it's absolutely totally worth owning. I think you will get your money's worth out of it and then some. And I know that with Off-Grid's warranty, customer service and everything, if you have any problems, they will take care of it. So you're getting your money's worth out of this knife. And finally, the value to price ratio, again, 4.5. Would it be nice if it was a little cheaper? Sure. But there are very few knife companies that are going to offer this level of quality at a lower price. It's high quality stuff. And I always say it's better to spend the money for a good high quality product today than skimp, buy something cheap, and have to replace it 2 or 3 times in the future. That's me. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to spend the money on the high quality, I know not everybody can, unfortunately. It'd be great if everybody just had a great budget to spend on all the knives, but great value to price ratio on this knife. So overall, the score is 49.3. So divide that by our 11 ratings, and this thing has an overall average score of 4.48, which I think is either the highest or second highest overall average rating of any knife I've applied my rating scale to. And the other one didn't have the broken out separate columns for collectability and value of ownership. There were still 1. So when you can get your hands on this, guys, I highly do recommend it. It feels great. It looks great. Like I said, this knife with another company's name, a quote unquote bigger company's name on it, would absolutely be, if not the same price as it, more expensive. If you haven't tried Off-Grid to this point and you're into high quality stuff, this would be a great one to give a shot to. And I feel super fortunate, and want to say thank you to Carrie for letting me see these and show these to you guys, like we saw some of the other ones before they're widely available. Awesome. So I now open the floor to your comments. Again, I'll say Carrie most likely will watch this video. I shouldn't say most likely, he will. So legit comments, questions you have, you can throw them down there. I'm sure he will respond and give you whatever info you want. There's a link to Off-Grid's website in the video description if you want to go check it out. But like I said, you can find this, if you find it on Amazon. I'll also have the $10 off code for the Off-Grid website in the video description, so you can use that. And I think that there's just on Amazon, there's just there's an automatic coupon there. You just click, it says save an extra $10 when you apply this coupon. All right, guys, your comments. I want to know what you think. What do you think about the second introduction to the Elite Series versus the Black Mamba? You guys like it better, worse? You like the bigger size? You like the smaller size? What are your opinions there? How do you feel about it? Anybody right now know they're going to get one, or can anybody say they're not going to get one? And I know there's a price issue, but for some other reason, is there something about the knife that you don't like? Or I want to hear. Well, thanks, guys. One more big thank you to Carrie at Off-Grid. Awesome guy, awesome company. But you know who's really awesome? It's my cheap segue. You guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.